Hello, YouTube. Today is a late Saturday evening, but let's pretend that it's the 6th of July, 2023. It is podcast time, and I'm your host, Ordotsar, and what is there to say? There's no LEC this weekend, of course, because, it rounded up last week with Vitality being utter abominations. The score, Stan! Um, I don't know. The only thing really worth talking about is Dead by Daylight. So I can't be bothered to get the thingy up, but I thought I'd just give an overview of the recent changes. So let's start off with Sadako. So I'm gonna just point out that the two killers that have been nerfed, because yes, they're both fucking nerfs, are two killers that I probably would say are my comfort picks. So Spirit and Onryu are probably two of my favorite killers, so to see them getting absolutely gutted is, yeah, no, disgusting. Of course, at the moment, I'm focusing on, mostly just upgrading my survivors, trying to get them first prestige, of course. Very nice. Which is my focus of thingy. But yeah, I really like Spirit and Onryu, and to see them basically be destroyed like that is grim. Like, I don't even know where to begin with Onryu. It's like you start reading it and you're like, okay, that's fine. It's like the teleportation cooldown thing being all the way up at 15 seconds is insane, but sure, every 15 seconds you can basically get a free stack of condemn or whatever onto people, maybe. I guess that sounds fair. And then you read the rest of it and it's like, who made the decision to make it so that you can go from a TV to one that's right next to it? At least set it's gotta be, outside of a certain range of the current TV, so, and then, it highlights for survivors or whatever. That would have made a little more sense, you know what I mean? I think that the furthest TV away should have probably, um, been, kept, but, I mean, if you take iridescent videotape, you basically can play that kind of thinking. So. And I feel like the Condemn style is still just going to be the best way to play. Admittedly, I never played much Condemn on Ryu, because I don't want to sound like a cunt, but I'm not a certain word that begins with C. UNT. The only other thing worth mentioning is that the no longer get stunned by pallets thing doesn't really do much, because you're still gonna, one, it's like in your phase you lose your bloodlust, which is actually insane. And I honestly, it's like you're still gonna have to break the pallet, which means that you're gonna lose thingy anyway in order to continue the walking towards them. I guess if you don't care about winning as killer, you probably could do some sort of monitor and abuse, jump scare build, but I mean, let's be honest, no one wants to do that. And Spirit, it depends. Don't get me wrong, I understand that her base ability is kind of broken. Don't get me wrong, like, she will always be A tier no matter how stupid of a nerf she gets, just for the simple fact that she has a pretty good ability. And one of, what, three abilities, of which she's probably the worst, of course, depending on add-ons, that can actually stand up to this, made for this, plus hope meta. And that's not... And it's like, she deserves a lot of credit for that. It's like, I will still maybe play the occasional Spirit. It's like, I normally don't use the OP add-on. So the, the Cherry Blossom range going down to 3 meters probably won't do much. It's an annoying nerf, but it's like, okay. Mother-daughter ring is basically being good, let's be honest. Which means that your best build is probably, like, taking 2 yellows or, doing something with the greens, yellows, and purples. I mean, I think this also does kind of open up the use of other purples, that might have otherwise been overlooked. So that is a benefit, I guess. Obviously, I have no doubts that Spirit Mains will, in time, find the best build. I have zero doubt in that. Anyway, and so we will eventually know what the ideal build is on Spirit, I guess. Yeah. And what the best add-ons are, of course. The other like those two changes, the change to the iridescent and the one purple that get used all the time is kind of justifiable. I think it's stupid, especially considering that you removed the ability to mind game. You being, of course, behavior in this instance. But I guess I'll. But I don't get the other changes, even with the slight buffs to compensate. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. It's like blight add-ons are broken. Nurse is nurse, so she'll always be complained about. But we're given spirit nerfs, even though you removed the ability to mind game with her. Anyway, I wanted to get something uploaded this week. I sometimes also consider doing rants about the utter state of Ortho Twitter, but I also really can't be asked for that, and I'd rather not draw religious Twitter into my YouTube somehow. But anyway, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week when the beloved Ali C predictions will return. Oh wait, also, Nefiri's coming out kind of soon. Well, I think it's like, what, a week Wednesday? But yeah, so I think at the moment the intention is to play Nefiri, but yeah. Anyway, have a blessed rest of your weekend. Anyway, peace.